G'day, it's Jay, and welcome back to Derriere Farm's in-depth look at how Silver Run Forest works on the mechanics of forestry now that there is the new DLC. And the other day we did an initial look at the best price for containers. And I ran into a few problems. If you've watched that video, you'll know that I had a couple of problems loading the containers onto the trailer. Certain loaders would work and certain wouldn't. And I received quite a bit of feedback from people saying, did you try this? Did you try that? I got this to work. Does the Manitou work? All sorts of questions. So I thought I would do a follow-up video. Now, for those of you that either missed the previous video or are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another in-depth look at how things work, especially if you like the mechanics of either Silver Run Forest or learning how Farming Simulator works. And feel free to leave a comment if you have a question, or you think maybe I did something wrong, or I should try something different. And please leave a like if you enjoy the video. You will earn my eternal gratitude, and it really helps the channel out. Anyway, in the last video, I tried all sorts of different front-end loaders, including ones that I downloaded, and that included the New Holland that is an official download from Giants. So I tried all the base game ones. I tried the 2 Volvos that come with the expansion, and I tried, well, I could probably find 1 or 2 more, but their weights weren't quite the same. So I didn't really try. I tried everything in the 19-ton range. I didn't try anything in the 13-ton range, or the 14-ton range. I did try this case a couple of times, and somebody said the case works for them, but I could not get the case to work. And again, like I said, I figured I maybe made a mistake based on comments that people were leaving. So you can see that this container is 94% full at 20,000 liters. We'll get out and we'll have a look. That says it's 10 tons. We will start the Volvo, and this is the one that comes with the expansion pack, so you would think a Volvo loader would work. Well, as you can see, the rear end is sliding all over the place, just like it was with all the base game ones. And I kind of lined this is the trailer that you really should be carrying containers on. That yellow one over there, you can get a container on it, but it does not, even though it came with the expansion, it does not snap to the low loader. So you manually have to strap it down. As you can see, like I said, my wheels are pretty much off the ground now. So I can get it sort of lined up. Now going to give me problems, but I lower it down, and oops, there it goes. So we pull back, and there it snaps into place like it's supposed to. Now, had I not been almost lined up, had I not put the truck where it was, and I had to do some serious maneuvering with this container, I would have been kind of, what's the expression, up the creek without a paddle. I was trying not to use the S word. Again, trying to get this off with the low loader. See what I mean? It's really not maneuvering well, and the containers, yeah. So that answers the question that I thought it was everything but the Volvo loaders, and I didn't try this one. I just tried the heavy duty one, and ended up with all sorts of problems. So let's head over to the forest. For those of you that missed it, that's the forest I planted when we did our video on how quickly trees grow and what the most profitable tree to grow is. Those are all in the playlist for Silver Run Forest. You can look them up if you have any questions. I will see you over there. I'm going to take the truck over there. Alrighty, so here we are over the forest, and I almost forgot to explain what I thought my initial issue was. When I did my demo on loading containers, I had spawned in a pile of wood using the easy development controls, and it was still spruce, which we have here in 6-meter lengths. I'll show you what I did. So spruce 6 meters, I spawned them in. And I wondered, maybe the issue was that there is something glitchy about the spruce that spawns in. So I'm not going to use this one, I'm just going to use it for demo. Shouldn't be a problem. 875 kilograms. The largest piece, and this is these are trees I cut down. Now I didn't use, even though I did another video that says the Komatsu forestry machine, this one here, the one you get when you start out the game, is all you need. But I did stipulate in that video, as long as you're not doing spruce. Because spruce has a very wide base and a very narrow top, which is why you don't get as much wood. This is a quick recap for those that missed the video. That's why you don't get as much wood as you do with a lodgepole or a ponderosa pine. So, thick base, thin top. So I've cut down 5, and I cut down 5 of the lodgepole pines, which are, oh, look at those deer run, which are the most profitable trees to be cutting down. I didn't use any of, again, to clarify for those that don't know, I didn't use any of the odd length pieces. Because whenever you load those into a container, you get the error that says piece of wood is not the appropriate length, therefore you lose value. So I didn't want to use those, and I'm not going to touch this because this looks, and this is what got me wondering, was you can tell there's a different texture to this spruce than there is this spruce. So again, I wondered if there was a difference in the game mechanic dealing with wood in general that maybe the developers of the various mods haven't caught up with yet. So let me go ahead and I'm going to see if 5 trees is enough to load these 2 containers. The black container will be spruce, and the white container, being a whiter wood, will be the lodgepole pine. So I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do it. I'm just going to go ahead and load it up, and we'll see if what we have left over. Okay, both containers are loaded. Both containers have 21,700 liters, whereas the other container back at the yard had 20,400 and I think it was 57. So it technically should have been a little bit lighter. But this one weighs 10 tons, just like the other one did. And just like the other container, this fucking loader is having a hard time turning around. It's kind of spinning on its ass. It's fine if you go in a straight line, but as soon as you start turning, then, like I said, it spins. So, before you go away and you say, but Jay, we already know all this. Here's my question. These loaders, as I said, weigh... they're under front end loaders. They're under wheel loaders, I should say. These all weigh 19 point some tons. 19.4. What does New Holland weigh? 19.6. And that has even a little bit more of a problem keeping a straight line. So, and the class weighs 19.7. The New Holland, I would say, for the average Joe starting out or getting into container shipping, should have no problems with a 10-ton container. I mean, why? Yeah. Well, hold that thought, because I'm going to load a 20-foot container just to prove my point. And we're going to see exactly how much wood that takes. So let me cut down a few more trees, and we will try the 20-foot container. Excuse me, 40-foot container, 12 meter. Like I said the other day, I find this whole... I know what shipping containers are in North American sizes because everything's feet, but in game-wise, let's go John Deere green. And we'll go ahead and we'll buy that, and we'll see how heavy that is fully loaded. Because something's not making sense here. Okay, I have my proof now that containers are borked. It's not the forklifts or front-end loaders or whatever you want to call them, the wheel loaders. It's the containers themselves that giants have somehow messed up. Now, hear me out. I kind of figured it out when I spawned in 2 containers, but I wanted to be sure. And bear with me, because I'm also going to tell you why the 20-foot container is a waste of time. For the most part. So, the reason why this front-end loader is struggling the same way it would with a 20-foot container, sorry, a 40-foot container as it is with a 20-foot container, is weight. This container has 21,700 liters in it, but its mass is 10 tons. And yeah, okay, so the door's open. We'll close the door. Well, if we can close the door, we'll close the door. It's still 10 tons. This 40-foot shipping container is 10 tons, but it is carrying 44,000 liters. And this one, just to double prove it, it's got nothing to do with the wood. It's got to do with the volume of the container, 21,700 liters, and it is 10 tons. And like I said, after I spawned this container in and I put 3 pieces of wood in at 12 meters, so 40 foot or whatever that is, all of a sudden the weight skyrocketed to 10 tons. That's why none of our front-end loaders, except the great, big, most expensive one in the game, where is it? This one for $304,000 can lift it. So, like I said, I kind of figured it out when this container had even less in it than the other container, and its weight was saying 10 tons. And I kind of said, you know what, Jay? I bet you that stays at 10 tons all the way till it's full. And guess what? It did. So, somehow along the lines, Giants, they don't have beta testing, so it's all internal. They're not like, I'm trying to think of the other games company in Germany. Trying to think of the name. They're not like Astragon Entertainment, who have open betas. They have private betas and they have open betas, and then they release the game. Giants does everything in-house, and I'm not going to single anyone out there, but there are certain people that I have noticed in interviews have a large ego that are in the development side of things, and I don't think they look at the finer details. Because there is no way in hell 21,700 liters should weigh 10 tons, the same as 44,000. And in fact, 44,000 is more than double 2170. No, it's the same. It's double. Okay, it's exactly double. My math was off there. I apologize for that. So, now I completely understand why my wheel loaders feel messed up. I don't know what an appropriate test is to see what the maximum lift capacity is for a wheel loader. But I'm thinking, if it was me, anything like the Claas Torian 1914, the Volvo LH120, and we'll keep this with Giant's weighting system, or the New Holland, so they're all in the 19-ton range. I think they should be able to lift a 9-meter container. Let me check something on the 9-meter containers, because I've never loaded a 9-meter container. And I'll tell you why in a second. Look at that. I put one too many in, and it's 15,000 liters, and it's already at 10 tons. So this one's at 21,700, 10 tons, 4,400, 10 tons, and this one's at 15,480. So it's still 5,000, 6,000 liters away from the 6-meter container, and it weighs exactly the same, even though it is not even close in terms of load. I'm going to have to look into this and see if anyone has reported this as a bug or anyone's even aware of it. Now, finally, my final comment, and I told you to hang tight. 20-meter containers, and again, this is covered in my initial video. We know from what I did when I did tree lengths, the ideal length is between 6 and 9 meters. Once you go over 10 meters, the value of the tree length starts to drop. So, you would say, Jay, a 9-meter shipping container is going to be more valuable because of the 9-meter length than a 20-meter, 20-foot shipping container. Let me close the doors. I'm sick of looking at the dogs. The problem is, this is the truck, fully extended, that you are going to take to the container pit. It will handle either one 40-meter container, one one 40-foot container, sorry, one 30-foot container because there's not enough room to put a second 30-foot container on, or two 20-foot containers. So realistically, your best bet is to cut into 6-meter lengths if you're shipping by shipping container, and then put the two on the trailer. Because you're at 40-foot lengths here, you're losing value in cut length anyway. And that was proved in my other video. Two of the smallest containers paid out more money than the full 40-foot shipping container did. The other thing too, and let me show you the wastage. I didn't really bother with it. I just loaded everything in to see what the weight would be with the 30-foot container. But here's the wastage from the 6-meter or the 20-foot containers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood, and they are approximately anywhere from 4.4. They're in the 4-meter range. Because for the biggest container, the 40-foot shipping container, I have to cut to 40-foot lengths, or 12, is it 12 meters? I'm really confused. Yeah, 12 meters. This is what I got as wastage, because I didn't want to put these in because they are not 12 meters. You are shy by anywhere from 10 to 10, well, 9.5 to 10.5 meters. Put those in and you're going to get the error message saying you're losing value by using those. Look at the lengths of the trees. A lodgepole pine, when fully grown, is 36.3 meters. That theoretically divides exactly, well, or more or less, you go 12, 24, 36. However, again, like all pine trees, when it trims off the tips and it narrows it down. So instead of ending up with the third piece being 12 meters, you end up with a 10.3. So this is fine. I mean, if you want to make a lot of money shipping wood, up to the container warehouse, and then keep this wood and load this onto a separate trailer and use that at your sawmill, no problem, because as long as you own that sawmill, they don't care about the length. They just care about the mass and how much lumber it's putting into the sawmill. So that's what I've been doing in my tests, is like the tips over here. I've just been keeping those, even in my Let's Play, I've been keeping those at the side of the road. Those are all going to get shipped up to the sawmill, and anything that cuts to a proper 6-meter length gets put into containers and sold. But anyway, that is beside the point. I digress. We now completely know why shipping containers are only liftable by the biggest, heaviest front-end loader in the game. Hope you found this useful. Hope you found this informative. And please follow up with Giants and file a bug report, because the more bug reports they get, the harder it's going to be to ignore. And unless there's a community outcry, they generally don't issue a patch. And I think this is something that needs a patch to be issued. Again, give the video a like if you found it useful. Thanks for watching. Take care, Jay.